Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is March 28th, 2024, and Hansi Flick is continuing to prepare himself for the Barcelona job. Also, Xavi staff predicted the team's improvement during these months. And finally, Barcelona are closely tracking Jorginho's situation at Arsenal. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. And before we begin with the news, I know I'm coming live to you, but this is not a live podcast, so I'm not going to be reading any comments out loud or answering any questions. This is simply a live to bring you all the news because today I did finish work a little bit late, so I'm not going to have time to film, edit, and upload. So instead, I'm going to be bringing you this very short live just to bring you the news, and that's it. So it's not a podcast. I apologize. I won't be reading any comments. Now, having said that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. If you are looking to buy any Barcelona jerseys or merchandise, make sure you hit the kickback. And if you are looking to place any sports bets, make sure you hit the Bet Us. Both links for kickback and Bet Us are down below in the description. Now, let's start with the news because Hansi Flick is continuing his preparation in order to become Barcelona's next manager. Now, as you know by now, Hansi Flick is the number one option to replace Xavi Hernandez, given the viability or the feasibility of being able to bring the coach to Barcelona, because Flick wants to come to Barcelona. He is willing to accept all of Barcelona's terms, such as only betting on youngsters, not being able to sign any big players. And finally, he is a free agent, so Barcelona don't have to convince him to leave any clubs. They don't have to negotiate with any clubs. They don't have to pay any release clause. So given all these factors, Hansi Flick is sitting in pole position to replace Xavi Hernandez. And of course, as I said a few moments ago, Flick does want to come to Barcelona. I've reported about this a lot, but we've all heard about how Flick has started to take Spanish classes. He started watching Barcelona tapes in order to analyze the first team. He even flew to Manchester City and sat down with Pep Guardiola to discuss Barcelona and to discuss, the nuances of what's going on in football right now, since he has been out of the game for a few seasons. And now the new news has been revealed is that not only has Hansi Flick been studying the first team and analyzing the first team, but he has also been analyzing Barca Athletic and all the academy teams because he wants to see, what youngsters are in the academy, what youngsters are showing promise, who he might be able to call up to the first team. So definitely showing the dedication that Hansi Flick has to becoming Barcelona's next manager. And not just that, but today it's been reported that Hansi Flick or his entourage have requested reports about 3 different neighborhoods in the city of Barcelona and 1 neighborhood outside of the city of Barcelona, because Flick is getting ready in case he does get that job. He wants to know exactly where he can live in Barcelona, what kind of houses he can rent or buy, etc. So Flick is definitely set on becoming Barcelona's next manager, and he's doing everything in his power to be prepared in case that call comes through and in case he does get picked to be Xavi Hernandez's replacement. Now, speaking of Xavi Hernandez, it's also been revealed that Xavi and his staff predicted Barcelona's improved form during these months of February and March. Now, it seems that the staff predicted that the team would improve because January was a pretty hectic month where Barcelona were alive in 4 competitions, La Liga, the Champions League, Copa del Rey, and the Spanish Super Cup. The team were playing 2 matches per week for the entire month. And as such, the staff predicted that once that month would be over, the team would be improved. Of course, we were knocked out of the Copa del Rey, so that meant 1 less competition for Barcelona. And as such, now the team are back to playing 1 match per week, which means that the physical trainers can go back to their regular routine of training their players, where now they can include things like recovery sessions, rest days, intense trainings, match simulations, volume trainings, and tapering off periods before matches. And this is why the staff believe that the team have improved in form, because they've been able to train them more on a regular schedule, since now the team is only playing 1 match a week, which of course begs 2 important questions. The first question is If Xavi staffs knew the whole time that the team would improve around these months because the calendar will be lighter, why do they keep selling us the story that the team have improved because Xavi's resignation? Xavi has said that multiple times in press conferences. He has blamed the improvement of the team on his announcement to resign. Laporta said the same thing in a previous interview. So if they already knew that the team was going to improve because the better calendar, why are they continuing to sell us the story? And the second and most important question is, if the staff knew that the team would improve during these months because of the calendar, why didn't they prepare a plan for this? Why didn't they prepare a plan for the team to continue going strong through January? Because after all, a great team that aspires to win everything they compete in, they have to have a plan in place to get the team going throughout the entire season, not just to wait for the calendar to get better, for the team to get better. Because yes, a team will go through ebbs and flows. They will have moments where they're stronger, moments where there are weaker, but capable staff or capable physical trainers should be able to reduce the difference between the tops and the bottoms, or when the team is the strongest and the team has its weakest. Because if you're a big team, a big club like Barcelona, Madrid, etc., and you cannot prepare your players, physically speaking, to continue being strong throughout the whole season, of course, you risk losing competitions, which is exactly what happened in Barcelona, because in the span of a few weeks, we were out of two competitions, the Spanish Super Cup and a Copa del Rey, and we were even dropping points in La Liga. So this definitely highlights that perhaps Xavi staff are not the most adequate physical trainers for a club as big as FC Barcelona. Now, speaking of the physical trainers, one thing that they are doing good, of course, I always say we have to give credit where credit is due, and we have to criticize when things are done bad. But one thing that the physical staff are doing well is the special tailored training that they have come up with Lamin Yamal, where the player has a special training sessions with that's separate from the team. He also has special training sessions at the gym because they want to make sure that he develops the best way possible, not just as a player, but also physically speaking. Let's remember, Lamin Yamal is only 16 years old. His body is going through a big growth sprout right now since he's a teenager. And in fact, it's been revealed that he grew 10 centimeters this last year, which highlights even further the critical stage that Lamin Yamal is in as far as his physical development. And it seems that this plan is working because since the plan was implemented, Lamin Yamal has gained 7 kilograms in muscle mass, which shows that the physical trainers are doing a good job with Lamin Yamal. And now that Ferran and Rafinha are fully healthy, then it's going to be even better because the physical trainers will be able to implement their plan better, since now you can rotate Lamin Yamal with both Ferran and Rafinha. And that way you don't have to depend on him 90 minutes of every single match. Now, let's move on to the other news that you guys are probably waiting for, since you probably saw it on the thumbnail. But let's talk about Jorginho, because Barcelona are closely tracking the situation of Jorginho at Arsenal. As you might know, Jorginho's contract expires this summer, and so far he is not renewing with Arsenal. And as such, it's reported that Deco is monitoring the situation very closely. Of course, Jorginho had been linked with Barcelona for many, many years in the past. In fact, when Alemany came to the club, he tried to bring Jorginho over, but given the club's financial situation, it was not possible. And now that Jorginho could become a free agent in the summer, Deco is tracking the situation because he considers this a good low-cost option, because as you might recall from my previous videos, Barcelona's financial fair play will not allow Barcelona to make any big signings in the summer. So if Barcelona cannot sign any big players or spend a lot of money on a player, then Jorginho could be a good low-cost option, because, again, he would be a free agent this summer, because so far he's not renewing his contract with Arsenal. Now, of course, the biggest concern is his age. He's 32 years old, but this will be more of a short-term solution, so someone we can bring in for now until the club's economy improves, until the financial fair play improves, and then Barcelona can make a good investment into a future player. But for now, we have to focus more on the short-term solutions until the club is able to be more financially healthy. Now, speaking of midfielders, of course, we all know that Deco's number one option is Amadou Onana. Deco is going to try to bring Amadou Onana to the club during the summer. The big problem is his price tag. And as I reported in a previous video, Onana seems to be very excited about the opportunity to come to Barcelona. He would prefer to come to Barcelona over all the other clubs that are currently trying to sign him. And now someone went through his social media and found out that Amadou Onana only follows 4 sporting entities. The first one is the Belgium national team, where he plays, of course, his former club, Lille, FC Everton, which is his current club, and finally, FC Barcelona. And not just FC Barcelona's first team, but he also follows La Masia's account, which, of course, has given a lot of room for reporters to speculate. Is that a sign that Onana wants to come to Barcelona? I don't know. You tell me, what do you guys think about Amadou Onana following Barcelona on his social media accounts? Let me know down below. Anyways, that is all the news for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And as always, Visca Barça.